What is up, Fluffle fans? If you can't tell, I'm really excited today. We're officially into week number 2 of August, therefore Kirby month, and I'm pumped. I'm writing and recording all of these in advance, so I have no idea if the videos are popping off or if they're completely tanking, but who cares? I get to talk about speedruns, and you get to give your favorite puppy head pats. Oh, yeah, we're talking about Super Star Stacker for the Super Nintendo or Super Famicom today, by the way. Yay! As usual, I'm looking out for those of you who are lost again. For a quick catch-up, in the month of August, I am uploading a video every single day of the month where I rank every single any percent Kirby Speedrun ever. I'm assuming I made people a bit sad yesterday, given I talked and complained about Triple Deluxe. And if I didn't make you sad yesterday, then either you have game or you didn't watch the video, so go check it out if you're interested. It's your life. I can't tell you what to do. I'm not your mom. I'm just your puppy. Which means, yeah, I have complete control over your life. Watch all of my videos! Before diving further, though, a new discovery. A deputy pup may have had the secret information leaked by the most reputable source on the internet, Klaire. She has a hook on her because that's what a clique is. Anyway, it turns out that giving this video a like and subscribing to the channel actually does work against preventing her from meeting up with the biggest danger to me and my career thus far, Sheriff Sheba. Your help is greatly appreciated. If you'd like to go the extra mile, you can even support me as a puptron on Patreon or a mempup on YouTube. You do get nifty perks for doing so, including early access to all the videos in the Kirby month rankings. Special thanks go to my head-patting, Fluffle fan, puptrons and mempups, Lydia Scribe, Freakish Uproar, and Vilify. I love you all. A little secret about me is that I really love falling block puzzle games, and am eternally cursed to be bad at them. I can try and put on a tough bravado and pretend that I'm some Puyo champ, get it? But at the end of the day, I am incompetent at them. Hey, never let it be said that I don't constantly try to remind you I'm puppy, okay? Anyway, I struggle to do well in them, and it's really sad because they're so much fun. That said, everyone's bound to have the one puzzle game they're actually very good at, and no surprise for me, that game is Star Stacker, or Super Star Stacker, Super Famicom version, to be specific. Is it because it's simple? Maybe. Is it because it's easy to do something really good without meaning to? Maybe. Is it because it's Kirby and I'm biased? Yes. For a quick go-through of the basics, you have a board full of Animal Buddies, star blocks, and more. Oh my. 2 pieces fall onto the board from the very top, and you need to make sure you don't fill your board up so much to where the pieces that fall don't immediately land on another piece. That's game over, and that's sad. That is an insanely brief overview of it all, yes, but you'd be surprised with the amount of any percent speedruns you can get out of this game. There's the any percent run of the story mode, which is what I am assuming most people would think first. Get from beginning to end by beating opponents as quickly as you can. There's an endless mode that tracks how many points you get by SRC standards or speedrun.com. It may not be a traditional any percent, but all of them technically do count. So go get a super high score and a super fast time and super head pat this puppy. But what we're going to be talking about today is the excellent, addicting, and occasionally brutal my speedrun of choice for this game, Round Clear. Depending on what difficulty you'll pick, you'll have a certain amount of preset boards to clear. Unlike your standard puzzle game mode, though, you're specifically looking to clear these stars rather than get a high chain or high score or something like that. Your one goal is to clear stars, make day-to-day sea stars, and move on. To explain what makes this category so much fun, oh boy, where do I even begin? Let's start with the structure. Similar to how most games work, when you clear a level, you move right on to the next one. Something really enjoyable about how this game works is that every time you clear a level, if you're not completely captivated by day-to-day's agony down there, before moving on to the next level, you get to see how long you took to clear it. Yep, aside from a couple of the nothing but aside from some of the less interesting speedruns, yeah. This is our first encounter with IGT, or in-game time. I've said this so many times over the years, but I wholeheartedly believe that IGT is the savior of speedruns. My normal logic is, since the game tells you how quickly, or slowly if you're a pedantic meanie pants, you cleared it, you naturally want to try being faster. And nothing wrong with using, say, a stopwatch or something more advanced like Live Split for RTA, but IGT is just naturally easier. And that certainly applies here, but it goes the extra step of keeping track of your time for every specific level. Managed to clear level 7 of the hard round clear in under a minute, which you were struggling to do? Bam, you're epic. The game says so in clear, easy to read text. Puppy thinks so too, but I understand feeling more validated by a video game than a loyal puppy who loves you. No, I'm not seething with sarcasm. Why do you ask? Oh, actually, another rad thing that I just remembered is that you get to choose your difficulty. This isn't a simple option that makes enemies bigger and bosses harder. Love your Return to Dreamland. This changes the drop speed of your puzzle blocks to how many rounds you need to clear before winning, and, most importantly, the music that plays in the background. Whoa! It's super neat, and while the idea is carried from the Game Boy Star Stacker, it's still a great idea here. If anything, I'd argue it's a lot better here, simply because Super Star Stacker is the better game. I am so sorry to anybody who's been a Fluffle fan for a while and prefers the Game Boy version. I never let you guys catch a break. I love you just as much as I love everyone else. I guess now would be as good of a time as any to tell you which difficulty mode of the round clear is my favorite, right? It's the one I'm showing footage for in the background, not to mention the category I ranked at this spot for the Kirby Month rankings. You know, pretty important stuff. Fine, I'll tell you, for one head pat. Just one. It's a super steal. This isn't a normal offer. I want lots, but I get that can be hard for some people. I don't want anyone getting intense, just something. I've been deconfirming difficulties because wordplay is funny. And my favorite of these is very hard. Wow, almost like this is what we ran for K-Star this year, and that event left a huge impact on me or something. Wow. So what makes Very Hard the best, or at least my favorite? Well, these are all fun, but Very Hard just has that ideal length. Normal, while great in spurts, is way too short. Intense, while a great showcase of the kinds of strategies that this game has to offer, is too long. Hard is actually great in terms of length, maybe even better than Very Hard, but it suffers a bit in terms of pacing. Remember, the fall speed is ever so slightly, and by that I mean noticeably, the exact opposite of the phrase ever so slightly, I'm so sorry that I'm a silly puppy, slower, resulting in a run that doesn't feel quite as good. Still feels great, gets my Klaire Fluffle recommended feeling award, but Very Hard absolutely feels the best. 30 rounds is also, I think, just right. On average, a full run of this should take anywhere between a half hour to 45 minutes. Not too short, not too long. It's a fast-paced run that comes and goes quickly, doesn't overstay its welcome, but still manages to stick around for just long enough. The hard is about 5 to 15 minutes faster, and while that's still an enjoyable time, it can feel a bit too fast. That combined with the slower fall speed, it just doesn't click together as well as Very Hard does. Again, still fun, would suggest feeling, but I am just saying. So, okay, let's imagine something together. Me and you imagining things. Puppy and, not Puppy. Unless you are Puppy, in which case, Puppy! Yes, I'm good at padding out video length. Why do you have? You're playing, nay, speedrunning Super Star Stacker and having an amazing time. Then you get to a round whose number is a multiple of 5. So, for example, round 5, 10, 15, etc. You've already won. Every 5th round is a freebie that, as long as you don't misdrop, you're guaranteed to round clear no matter what. Some may not like this, but I really like it. It's a good knowledge check, not to mention flex, and having a break from the roughest aspect of the run we'll talk about later is really nice. But if I had to narrow down a singular favorite thing about the run, it would have to be something that's kind of hard to summarize. Okay, so let's say you're playing Puyo, or Kirby's Avalanche, Mean Bean Machine, whatever. The main goal of those games is to set up big chains, to basically make it so that when you pop 4 of the same color blobs, 4 more or more pop because of that, then again, as long as you can go on. Super Star Stacker also has chains, and they are really helpful for clearing out stars. And by that, I mean the larger your chain is, the more stars that fall from the sky and count towards your star clear counter. Yeah, you just get these. And for what? Playing the game well? Ugh, blasphemy. But here's the catch. We're speedrunning here. And trust me, if there's one thing that takes time, it's these chains. First, all of the pieces need to pop. Then, the game has to get the pretty sound effect ready. The audio in this game is heaven to my ears. It's so good. Then, the stars have to fall from the top of the screen, land, bounce, and then you need to repeat that process if you get an extension to your chain. Now, for the ultimate question of ultimate destiny, does this make chains bad? Heck no. And having a quick and easy 5-chain or something clears 6 whole stars. And that's just the very end of the chain that gets you 6. And if you're insane enough and you can get higher, you get 12 stars for every single part of the chain after that point you manage to clear. 12! That's a whole other row of stars completely for free. But it is a lot of setup when you can just stack stars and clear them. The game is called Star Stacker, after all. Look, it's not as flashy, it's not as rewarding for your score, and it's certainly not as good for your ego. But you know what? It's easy, it's simple, and much more importantly, it's fast. On very hard, a lot of the initial board layouts are set in a way to where there are a few animal buddies and what feels like a million stars. What are you gonna do? Take the time to set up some long chain as you near closer and closer to death? Or use a few animal buddies to clear out 20 stars or something in like 5 seconds. Not literally 5 seconds, which this actually matters because we're talking speedrunning here. But you get my point. Basically, the question you need to ask yourself while playing is, which is more worth it? The reward for chaining or the instant benefits of stacking stars? And this persists at nearly all times during play. Mind you, for a game whose pacing is pretty darn fast. It isn't as brutal as intense in this regard, but very hard is not what I'd call slow. But you know what? I love playing a game like this and actually having to think about this kind of thing. It isn't just setting up a chain like for Puyo or clearing lines like in Tetris. It's a genuine mixture of 2 very different styles, and unlike Puyo Tetris, the balance here is actually exquisite. With all of this being said, the run kinda sounds perfect, like greatest speedrun of all time potential. That would be great, but we all know, if only based on the thumbnail, that isn't the case. It's only ranked at 23rd, which, I guess it's actually higher than I thought it was gonna be. I can't believe we're this far into August already. Still, given all of the praise, 23rd seems awfully low. And while, sure, I could easily say that speedrunning is just so much fun that the standards are so darned high. And, I mean, I wouldn't be lying or anything, but this game has one brutal factor that removes so much of the fun for me. Say hello to, beyond the shadow of any doubt, the most RNG-influenced run of the whole series. It's Super Star Stacker. That's the most RNG-influenced one, by the way. Sure, it may not bother you if you only run the game once or twice. Sure, there's no RNG involved when it comes to every 5th round. Sure, this is still a genuinely great run. But having the success of these come entirely down to which pieces you start with, if not combined with the pieces that you get throughout the entire round, it's just really frustrating. It isn't so bad for casual play, since the IGT being a thing, that's just a cute way to make yourself feel annoyed that it took exactly 1 minute to clear instead of under 1 minute. Arg! But when you're trying to go fast and you're on a really solid pace and you just need a Rick piece or something to do well, and the game won't give. The worst thing to me about anything that I can take seriously is the removal of control. If something bad is going to happen, I can control it and the bad thing happens anyway. Oh, bummer, gosh, oh, goodness gracious of me. The truth is rile my whistles, but at the end of the day, might be. I gotta hold that. Better luck next time, you know? And if the bad thing doesn't happen, oh, you know I'm going out for head pats tonight. But when it's completely, entirely outside of my control, and I just have to hope for the best, I hate it. I did nothing wrong. I'm just trying to have a good time, playing a game that I really love, and I'm getting punished for that. Look, I know, it sounds like I'm exaggerating, but you just don't know how awful it feels losing a PB or even just PB pace to small things that only the game has control over. And if there were tells, small ways for you to know that, hey, maybe I shouldn't do this thing or that thing, then sure. But you're not given ample time to react to whatever nonsense the randomness of the game is going to throw at you. And if I can't have that control, if I can be the best puppy I can be, but because there is an X% chance for something bad to happen, I was the best puppy I could be for nothing? No thanks. And now it's time for Fluffle Fans. It's Klaire Fluffle's speedrunning tip of the day. Yay! For Super Star Stacker, this one's a bit tricky. The movement and such for this one is actually pretty simple, so coming up with tech is pretty tough. Well, for a speedrunning tip, it's almost like that's what the name of this section is called, wow. Try to focus on clearing the large piles of stacked stars at the very beginning. The mental battle of clearing stars versus chaining stars is a fascinating one, but at the beginning of a round, you're best off just using what the game gave you and trying to think from there. And hey, while not guaranteed, you can even start building a chain while you're stacking stars. It's possible. Again, not guaranteed by a country mile, but possible is better than impossible. Having said everything I have in this video, RNG is really the only thing holding it back for me. Yeah, it's trash, and I've never been so upset about having to rank a speed game this low, but just think of all the positives we've talked about. This is a speed game worth speed gaming. I've streamed the run before, I commentated for it in K-Star, I even... nope, no, third thing is coming to me. Oh well, I love this game, I love the speedrun mode, I hate RNG. Them's the break, so I'm gonna get back to work on getting these speedruns ranked. Until I see you all again, I have been Klaire, thank you all so very much for watching, and I will see you around. Bye-bye!